Frontline Conversations, leading the debate since 1984.
Welcome, Ms. Mitra. Your allegations against the director Ranjith not only created a big stir, it also once again brought to the fore certain ills in the industry, certain ills that have been long associated with the industry. Now, this has created quite a backlash, no doubt, and particularly since Ranjith is known to be an extremely powerful figure and a very influential figure in the industry. So, can you tell us about the backlash? What happened following your allegations, and a little bit about the allegations, please?
Since it's under police investigation, probably I won't be able to say much. It did happen 15 years back when I was called for the said film by the said director through Mr. Joshi Joseph, a person who mediated the entire proceedings. So it happened in 2009, and as you've seen, and as I have repeated more than often, I mean, for the past uh, s- s- 2 weeks probably now. So it wasn't a sexual assault per se, if I go by the definition, but as I quoted that it was kind of, testing the waters. The intent wasn't appropriate, and to which I was completely new in that particular state, in that area, with people I don't know. So I had to literally, I got back the next day, and back then, since the social media was not so relevant or so much popular back then, it was more, of a dating app kind of a thing mostly. So people were not that vocal about issues, which which is now presently. So I just narrated the entire incident to Mr. Joshi Joseph, and after coming back, I spoke to my ex-husband and few people, and I thought, I had put a lid on it, because this thing wasn't very different for me, because in this objectifying women in society is there by and large. This eve teasing issue, or women who get kind of eerie looks or creepy looks maybe from people, and get touched in public transport, and so many things that happens to women in general. And so when women, but now things are different. Women have to get away from their home in order to earn, in order to study, in order to earn their bread and be independent. So now in this industry, if I talk about, see, it is not something very new that only I am saying probably in this industry, rest aren't. That's not the case. So many people try to voice this anger, or this whatever that transpires in the said industry, but they are either you know hushed. There's a hush process that goes on. Probably they feel insecure about taking names and actually pinpointing the culprits, the abusers, because the main problem is this entire thing is very normalized in our industry. See, the Me Too movement, which happened back in Hollywood, even then I had spoken here, Miss Pooja Bhatt and myself, we had spoken about it here. So we know that it's going to take time to form this entire Me Too movement back in India. But it's taken a leap now, and people are coming forth and talking about it. But whenever you are ahead of your time, whenever you speak the truth, there's going to be some fringes associated with it. So I'm ready for it. I'm not a person who shies away from speaking my mind. So yes, it's there rampant in the industry, under a lot of disguises. Um, Somebody would say, I'm your godfather, kind of. I will create, I will make you a star, and you have to be with me, and so on and so forth. And there are a lot many things. I mean, you name it, there it is in this industry by and large.
So, following the allegation, you recently turned down an invitation to go for an event to Kochi that was being hosted by Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, that I
Is
turned down
that
for a different reason, not because I don't want to
was there a
go.
backlash for that? For the
No,
allegations?
no,
Was
no,
there?
no, no. Yeah, of course, there must be, because I've taken names when whoever is in power. You said that I have taken names against the powerful people, even in Kolkata. 4 5 years back, when I had spoken on my channel, I have taken the names of the powerful people. The people who are in power, they only misuse their power.
Mhm.
It's all about power. Be it in um, all industry, all segments, be it in your house, be it in your office, be wherever. So the people who are power, who are think they are empowered in doing wrongdoings and get away with them, or they feel that they're entitled to do so. So yes, I have taken names about the who's who of the industry, and Mr. Ranjith too happened to be somebody who's powerful. But I have nothing to gain and nothing to lose, so I have no issues taking name, because I don't want any favor from anybody. Neither do I have that fear of, oh my God, if I take the name, I'm not going to be given work, because this has happened to me. They have not given me work. So, ठीक है, I'm still living, I'm still breathing. I'm being able to give my electricity bill, and I'm being able to feed my bachas, and I'm also being able to online shopping, and so on and so forth. My daily needs are met up with
But bachas, you mean your three
my
doggies and
my
your
four
cat?
doggies.
Four doggies and your cat.
Yeah.
So you've worked in various industries, the Odisha film industry, the Bengal film industry, the South, and television. Now, this misogyny and this sense of misogyny, this sense of a man's proprietorial attitude towards an actress or towards women working in the industry, uh, this patriarchal uh, attitude, is this universal?
Yes, it is. But since I started from the Oriya film industry, and back then I was a student, so my dad used to accompany me for the outdoors and stuff. So people, dad, my father being a protective father, and since I'm a Bengali traveling from Bengal to Orissa, so I had been treated with respect. I haven't faced anything in Oriya film industry. It would be wrong if I say so. In South, I had done this Malayalam film with Prithviraj Sukumaran, where it was absolutely fine. So the second was supposed to be with Mr. Mammootty and Mr. Ranjit's film. So the attitude, the initiating process was not right, because we women, we have this sixth sense, we understand what is what. So I didn't get a very right kind of a vibe, and I excused myself from the set film. So I know that if I would have let him carry on with playing with my bangles or touching my hair, my neck, then probably things would have gotten heated up and would have gone further. The television industry when I started was a little different. It was mostly Doordarshan back then, and then later on the satellite channels and so on and so forth. But I distinctly remember a producer. He's not there anymore. I mean, he's alive, but he's not working there anymore, probably. So he had this fetish of taking measurements of all his, the vital stats of all his actresses. So when he tried to do the same with me, again, I ran off. You know, he called me at his office. I was just a newcomer. I was just beginning my journey back then. So, yeah, it was actually, you know, women by and large, initially when this film thing happened in India, women who were a little so-called the fallen women, or you know, the, I won't say fallen women, the courtesans, say for instance Noti Binodini. You know, she has started the Star Theatre, which is there. It was supposed to be named after Binodini, Noti Binodini, as in Binodini Theatre. But back then, Girish Ghosh and, you know, all these people, the Gurmukh Raiwa, the producer wanted to keep the theatre after her name. But again, patriarchy being patriarchy, men, they said ki no, her name shouldn't be there, Star Theatre. So women had been treated and looked as the second class citizen by and large. And since women, the body of a woman is a form of art, and it has been by and large objectified, so this very notion of women entering into these glamour industries, um, major part or a section of society would look down upon them, thinking they have come from, you know, bad families, or those who have nothing to do have come here for acting. And many, these are characterless women. And there are people who think that it is their right in the industry as well to treat them, that without knowing they would generalize that if five of the so-called women in the said fraternity had gone down the road, you know, whatever way, so the rest probably follow suit. So, yeah, coming to television, I mean, I didn't face that much of a backlash or being treated differently, because television was instant gratification. You know, you get the TRP, and the makers came to know that I am loved by the audience, so they couldn't, you know, kind of shove me. So that was there. But the films were largely the darker corners of the industry.
Now, in 2020, you spoke of these dark corners of the film industry. And
Post Sushant Singh's death.
yes, post Sushant Singh's death, and you spoke of, you named people, you named big stars, you named big directors, big in, you know, production houses. You didn't spare anyone in that video. So, uh, what has been the fallout after
I
that?
was not given work.
Mm.
Look, I tell you what, after the advent of the TMC government in our state, look, when the CPM party was in power, I was not, you know, seen along with the CPM party leaders, because I had nothing to gain appeasing the people in the political fraternity. I didn't want a piece of land, neither did I want to become an MP or MLA or whoever concerned. So I never had, I was never a power monger per se. I was here to do my bit as an actor with dignity. I have come here to work with dignity, period, full stop. So people back then didn't know about my political inclination. My father had been a party member since, I mean, I had started my eyes opened. I started to know what is what. So that was a very big factor in my life, and we had led a life, you know, pertaining to those values. And so I was not comfortable, you know, aligning myself with the TMC people. But I never spoke about my political views. So, so I was not given, um, I was kind of, I don't know how to put forth, but I was still working. It wasn't a complete halt per se. I was doing this comedy, stand-up comedy show, wherein I was being able to stay afloat. But during that period, I had gone through my separation. I had changed my address. I've started my life afresh. And when work too didn't happen, while, despite giving back to back hit films and proving my mettle as an actor, but I understood that, you had to, either you have to have a relationship with the powerful people of the industry, a director or a producer or a hero. And heroes call the shots. Back then, I had taken names of Proshenjit Chatterjee because he used to call the shots. He wanted so and so as his heroine. He would talk to the director or talk to the producer that cast her. Okay, she's not available, then next cast her. But I was not in their radar because I'm not I don't suck up to their views, or how do I put it? You know what I'm trying to say. I'm not in their lobby. Rest to dur ki baat. Mm, because I have come here to work. I'm not here to make friends. Yes, colleagues happens, and I'm not here to make relationships. And even if I have or form any relationship, it's not for any to get for any ulterior motive. I'm going to have a relationship with you so that my next 5 films are ensured. No. So if you try to unearth my past, you won't find anything. So yes, this TMC government, and post this my separation, when everything kind of seemed falling flat, I'm starting anew, afresh. Each day, getting up from the bed seemed a humongous task for me. Carrying out the day-to-day activity, as in making a cup of coffee for myself, or I don't know what I had gone through. This is probably everybody goes through their own struggle. I'm not demeaning others and kind of putting myself on a pedestal per se. But yes, at one point I thought of ending my life. I was suicidal because there was no personal life for me. I was not a very outgoing person. I never had lot many friends going out, clubbing, pubbing. I'm a very private person. And when you're not given work, you're not being able to go out. And I'm not a person who calls up, or I'm not a person who um, says yes to, I'm not a yes man, yes woman, or whatever you call. And I don't want to associate with the filmy people, when I'm not working. They're my colleagues. I can't, they're not my friends. I don't hang out with them. So I'm not in their close quarters. I was not their ally. I was not their anybody. So why would they cast me? I have a text message. I have this thing messenger. I have somebody's messenger in my inbox. So this guy, it was just a couple of months back. He's working in a very um, uh, big production house. So it was raining. I'm not an alcoholic. This is a very wrong notion that people are trying to spread across the TMC IT cell in particular. If you scour through my, kitchen or wherever, you won't find any bar, you won't find any bottle. It's not of any moral implication or so, because I'm a foodie. So I don't drink, I eat. So I was suicidal, but I knew that what I can do and what I can't do. That was very clear in my head. And so that guy from that production house, he just said randomly that since it's raining, come, let's have gin and tonic and stuff. So I just told him, ask your, producers to give me work in your app. He said, you need to have a good PR. You need to have a good relationship. So I told him, then you admit that in this industry, relationship matters, not talent. Then he kind of had to surrender. Yes, talent matters, but still you need to have a good PR. I'm not here to build PR. My work is my PR. You cast me if I fit the role, if I'm good at the set character, if I fit the character. I'm not here to build PR. You know what I'm trying to say? So I have taken a screenshot of that entire conversation. So, yeah.
Now, in 1998, you had a major hit, Hothat Brishti. The Trinamool wasn't there, the CPM was still like very much in power at that peak of their power. And there was a lot of, the promise of
Bashi
stardom.
Chatterjee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The promise of stardom that you kind of, the promise of stardom that came from you with that massive hit. You somehow never attained that level of stardom, but yeah, you have been critically acclaimed. There have been lots of
There
films and
have
all.
been lot many films. It's
Yeah,
not about
but
only about Hothat Brishti, because there were three women
yeah,
there. Priyanka being the actress who gets the kind of ওই meal হয়ে যাওয়া, they kind of get to meet each other and so. And yeah, I don't know. I was never.
I said Hothat Brishti because it was so early on.
Okay.
It's like a major.
Yeah, it was a massive hit
Yeah,
back then in
and
Bangladesh and in
yeah,
Kolkata.
and so what you're
I
talking.
don't know the art of this game.
So is it because of this, like you were talking about, your lack of public relations? Is
Yes,
it,
yes,
do you
yes.
attribute
Largely,
that, or
largely.
could it also be your choice of films, your choice of roles? Or were you willing to do, any number of, were you also focused on building yourself up as a brand, or were you
I
just
don't
there?
know how to build oneself as a brand.
Mm,
I was not that conscious as to what one should do, because I didn't have that kind of a background.
mhm,
I mean, my father was a theater actor. We just know that whatever comes, I mean, falls on your lap, either you choose, you go through the script, you talk about the remuneration part of it. If you're okay, you say yes, or not, you say no.
mhm,
So other than that, I mean, today women, today actress or anybody, I mean, any newcomer who comes to this industry, they know about how to build this brand thingy. But back then I was quite a naive kind of a person.
mhm,
And I didn't have that much of an exposure regarding, how to go about
mhm.
in this industry. So maybe the knowledge part, as in how to build this brand thing, back then they were, I mean, today they have these managers and, PR agencies or so. I never had anything of that sort. So whatever came my way, um, I just went with the flow. I never thought of, I didn't never considered myself to be a star. I've always considered myself to be an actor. And yeah, so maybe my lack of knowledge. I won't say everything went against me. The society, by and large, is to be blamed for everything that had happened to me. Maybe from my end, these were the limitations.
Mhm. Now, you also said something very interesting, that you didn't have any influential person to in your family. So like you were practically, you were an absolute newcomer in the industry.
Yes.
You didn't have, within quotes, godfather or
No.
godmother to help you,
Recommend
to
me,
recommend you,
take me
to show you the rope,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say.
yeah.
What is, are you among the minority here? I mean, those who have made it in the industry,
Yes,
are they all,
I believe so. I believe so. Just
is there
cite another example like me who had come forth and taken names of the powerful lots. Cite one example, I'll bow down to that person. Everybody is scared. Everybody is insecure. If I take names, then I won't be able to work, because these are the powerful people who control the industry. This is again a kind of a mafia, a syndicate that's running in this industry. And it's not only in Bengali film industry, it's there in all. If you go and try to unmask Bollywood, then though it's gone.
So in this, like this is something you've said that, like, because of your outspokenness, because of the way you call
Because
a spade
that's
a
the
spade.
most easiest thing for me to do. Because I don't have anything to lose. Whatever I have done with my sweat, my toil, my work. I'm not going to allow anybody to take an iota of credit for the same.
Do you have any support in the industry?
No, no,
Is there, however little,
no.
maybe
Absolute
one individual,
no,
maybe one actor who came out in your defense?
no,
Nobody at all?
no, nobody. Listen, when I'd spoken about this, a section of the media, since I'd taken the name of and the who's of the industry, said that I had slut shamed her. I didn't know where this had come from, because I just said that she was in relationship with the powerful people who had that power to allocate work. Okay, so she might not have worked with them in all their films, but most of their films. She can't deny that. But later on, she said that maybe I have limitations in myself. কোট আনকোট খামতি, আমার মধ্যে কিছু খামতি রয়েছে, তাই জন্য I have not been given work. Easy. And then this is an actor. He said that this is when you should know that this is an industry where women are treated this way, or you are expected to do so. You can't take names after so many years, because if you're here in a cricket field, you would be guarding yourself with pads and everything. So instead, one single person or any person from the media trying to understand that what has gone wrong with this woman, that all of a sudden, after so many years, she's just randomly talking on her YouTube channel. I was unaware that I was smoking in front of the camera. I spoke continuously for an hour and 9 minutes, oblivious. This mental health, people talk about mental health, people talk about depression, but I try to reach out to people. I'm telling you, verbatim, there had been many actors who were going through rough patches in their personal life. Since I had been there, I tried to reach out to them, but not a single person, I'm telling you on camera. Even now, when I had taken names about the political honchos and taken a stand in my life, and these TMC goons, IT cells, have tried to defame me, slut shame me, and what so. And it's there rampant in social media. Not a single actress, not a single media person had come forth in my support. And now when the mass, the commoners, are calling to go back and, calling her names and shouting, go back, the entire fraternity is behind her. Why? Since she's powerful. I'm not. So this is the system, that who are in tela mathay tel dewa. There's a Bangla proverb that you oil those who are already oiled, you put on all the more oil in order to, the ego buster, the ego booster rather. You try to inflate their ego because they're in that position. If you please them, maybe they would recommend your name. So neither am I here to play cricket, that I'm going to safeguard myself with pads and stuff, nor am I here to sleep around, compromise, or make relationships. I am here to work, which I have not been given. I have just read an interview about Prosenjit Chatterjee. He said, if I don't work for 7 to 8 days, I feel depressed. I had been not working for years because I am honest. I'm challenging that anybody from the industry just come forth and say that I had been obligated to you. I slept with you for work. I've gone out with you try to get something out of you. I'm challenging. I'm here to work, which I had not been given because I stood strong, I stood erect in my ideals, in my values, on my values. So this had been done to me to finish me off, to annihilate me. But I'm still there, breathing.
Thank you so much for a wonderful interview. That was really very powerful. Thank you.
Frontline Conversations. Leading the debate since 1984.